Back again. Where are we at, Puna? Where exactly are we today?
Somewhere in Hacienda Heights, or
Hacienda
LA
Heights.
County, LA
Ooh,
County,
sounds fancy. Sounds
California.
Southern California. We are back. This is the Seven Generation Podcast. This is Dr. B, aka Merciless, and I'm sitting down with a very special guest today who has joined the show previously, but it's just us today. It's just going to be
I
you and I.
know.
It's just going to
Sounds
be you and
good.
I. We got some
Bang it out.
important business to attend to regarding the Pacific Sovereignty Run, which is taking place in 7 days, 7 days from now.
7 days. Finally, I can start a
Yeah,
real
a
countdown.
lot, a lot of hard work goes
Yep.
into this. It looks like BC says we look great and everybody sounds great, so that's really, really good news.
Awesome. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, appreciate it. Again, this is a Seven Generation Podcast, and we're super excited to talk about the PSR. So, Puna, how long have you been involved with putting this event together? I mean, obviously, it's a lot of work. It's 7 days away. There's a lot going on.
Yep.
But
Yep.
how did you get involved in this?
Oh boy. So, I gotta give a shout out to my cousin, Sauce Joe. About 2 years ago, I started doing event planning and pop up booths for my jewelry business. And
Nice.
knowing Joe was with the Pacific Savages MC, I tried to hunt him down to see if he would come out and support the event with his brothers. That led to me finding someone else in the club who was on the same page, was all about bringing the guys out to support Polynesian events and small businesses and local communities and nonprofit charities. And at that time, our focus was working with the hula halaus.
Nice. Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Very, very cool.
And so when I was approached to work as a coordinator on this Pacific Sovereignty Run, um, I was quickly sold on the vision that was shared with me, which was all of the indigenous Polynesian and native clubs coming together under a banner of unity to carve out their own lane in the MC community. And what I recently found out was this was a conversation for years amongst a lot of the clubs, like the
Absolutely.
Pacific Savages, the Kanakas, Kaikuana, and Section 8, and I'm sure a number of other clubs and riding clubs that I'm not aware of have been talking about this for a very long time.
Yeah.
Um, so when it was put in front of me, I naturally gravitated to the vision. Being of Polynesian descent myself, understanding the very real struggle that Indigenous peoples go through with being oppressed and having our cultures taken over the last 3-4 generations, in the forms of stealing our language, stealing our cultural practices, and really just the essence of who we are and our connectivity to our land and to each other. Um, so, me being a really headstrong woman and kind of a nerd with, having a plan A, B, C, D, whatever. And working with all of these gentlemen clubs and gentlemen like yourself to try to see this vision, this movement to fruition.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's taken a long time to put this together. This is not the first one. We had one last year. This is the second annual in SoCal. We also
Hmm.
had a Pacific Sovereignty Run in Northern California, up in the Bay
Yeah.
Area.
Yep.
And these events have been really, really fantastic. This event, again, is 7 days away. It's Saturday, June 17th, 2023, the Elks Lodge, 7212 Melrose Street, Buena Park, California. Starts at 12 noon, but we have a bike blessing at 11, right?
Yep.
Kava
11 o'clock.
ceremony, MC War Games. It's a free event, live music, live performances. I mean, we're going to really get down and have some fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. But obviously, putting an event like this together, I mean, there's a lot of sponsors that help out. There's a lot that goes into it. And obviously, we can't do these things without the help of vendors and and sponsors and people who donate their time and their efforts to make events like this to be really really successful. So who are the event sponsors that you think we should mention?
So most definitely the law firms that we have involved, they've always been very generous to this community. And the three that we have signed on this year is Attorney Jeffs, who is a recent
Big
branch
shout out.
off, who is a recent branch off of Torque Law. Torque Law is also involved, and Shark Squad Motorcycle Attorneys. Real quick about Shark Squad Motorcycle Attorneys, they will soon branch off into a car division, a car attorney group.
Very cool.
So look forward to that here really soon. These three law firms, I know it's a little unheard of in the MC community with MC events to have a variety of law firms involved. And I am really, really blessed and fortunate that they've all agreed to support us together on the same platform on the same day,
Very
on the
cool.
same flyers. So, thank you guys so much for your support. We definitely have a lot of participants and guests that are going to be at the event. If they aren't already a client of one of the three of you, they definitely, will know who to call. So thank you guys again. I also have to mention um, one of our very first sponsors was from a previous member of the Nakoahema tribe. His employer, DMS, Davis Mechanical Systems, they do heavy machinery and diesel machinery. They made a huge monetary donation to support this event. So thank you guys so
Oh
much.
man,
Shout out to
that's
you.
big shout out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And
And
who else we got?
so on the flyer we're recognizing some of our nonprofits as well. Um, AAPI is Asian American Pacific Islanders United. This is an organization based out of Cerritos, California, that focuses on hate crimes against people of color. One of our members, Breads in Alakai, is a huge advocate for that, as well as Buzz. These gentlemen do a lot of good works for protecting our communities. Chino Man touched on that in last night's interview, where a lot of hate crimes was being committed towards the
Yeah, if you
elderly.
didn't catch, if you're listening to this and you didn't catch the previous podcast that we did one last night with some of the tribes from Southern California. It was really outstanding because they really gave us a lot of history behind their efforts in the community, stop the Asian hate specifically, and some other things that they've been up to. Some really, really great community work.
Yep.
But obviously, the Pacific Savages Motorcycle Club, which I'm a member of, and obviously I want a big shout out to them because they're a big part of this event. The Pacific Savages have really been kind of leading the way and pushing forward this indigenous movement on two wheels. And there's
Absolutely.
obviously a lot of people involved, a lot of other clubs that I'm gonna let you mention that are participating in this event. And we want to make sure that people understand that this is a collective effort, right? A
Yes.
lot of different organizations and groups have been instrumental in making sure that this event is going to take place and it's going to be a success. And I'm super super excited about this. But I just want to touch more upon the idea behind the PSR. It is a vision from our Indigenous brothers on two wheels, and there's a lot of history that we don't really have the time to get into. But basically, it's been a long road for Indigenous bikers to be able to kind of have their own lane, to have their own events, to be able to do their thing and express their culture in a way that's reflective of our values, reflective of who we are as Indigenous people. And this is an opportunity for us to showcase that, right?
Right. Right. It's been really awing to witness and to hear your guys' stories. I've heard jokes about the Polynesians trading in their canoes for Harleys. and Native Americans trading in their horses for Harleys, you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. I like that. I've never heard the canoe analogy. That's an interesting one. I like that. Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is a way for us as as brothers to be able to bond. And what I love about the Indigenous Motorcycle Club set, the Islander Motorcycle Club set, it's a chance for us to come together to be able to share who we are as Indigenous people, this love and this passion for riding motorcycles, but at the same time being able to be who we are and not
Yes.
having to hide that. And some of the stories that I've heard, even from you, just some of the things that you were telling me, it wasn't always a situation where we could do events like this.
Right.
This is a big movement, and for us to be able to put together the PSR and to showcase our vendors, the best of Polynesia, the best of indigenous culture, is really something that I think everybody should get behind. Right, not just the motorcycle club community, but people in the Pacific Islander community, people in the indigenous community. This is a family event. This is a community event. Yes, there's going to be a bunch of bikers out there, right? A bunch of Pacific Savages, Section 8. What are the other? We have two other clubs as well you can mention.
Kanaka, Hikili, SoCal, and Kaikua Ana.
Yeah, so those are the two other clubs that are helping this along with Section 8 and Pacific Savages. But there will be other motorcycle clubs that attend the event, hopefully.
A lot.
A lot.
One of our, well, we have a few unsung heroes as far as going to other events and supporting other events, which is something that your MC community does.
Yeah.
As a protocol, just supporting each other, making sure that you guys are introducing yourselves when you go to support other events. Kanaka, Hikili, Section 8, and Kaikuana, they've been strong advocates for that, as well as Pacific Savages. But I
Yeah.
think what's very interesting for me this year is, even though there's only 4 organizing clubs, I'm not the only one doing this. Let me first put that out there.
Yeah.
There are a lot of gentlemen from all 4 of these clubs that sit with me on Zooms and phone calls and group meets for hours and hours and hours, talking about what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, making sure all of our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. But what I think is very unique and interesting about the 4 participating motorcycle clubs this year is, like you were saying in our first podcast 2 weeks ago, they each bring something different to the table and
That's right.
something very necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a collective effort,
Yep.
right? It's a collective effort. All these different organizations involved, the sponsors, the vendors are all bringing something unique to the event. But the motorcycle clubs that are really pushing this, yes, they have the common, identity, culture, but they each kind of have their own, vision. And I think it's really cool when you have organizations that maybe have a different mission, or maybe they're out doing different things in the community, can come together
Yeah.
and to work as a team. That's very
Yeah.
powerful. That's
Yeah.
super, super powerful. And I think that that's what I really dig about the PSR. If you know anything about, motorcycle club politics, it's kind of hard for different organizations to come together and work as a team. And this is something that I think we've proven that we can do. And this idea of sovereignty, the freedom to be able to hold our own events, the ability to showcase our cultures, is really what's going to set this event, I think, apart from others. Is that it's
Absolutely.
the culture component. I tell people all the time, it's fun, it's a good time, it's a way for us to be able to de-stress and to be able to share, some good food, good music. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of different things going on. We have, the bike blessing, like I said, starts at 11 o'clock, a kava ceremony, but we're going to have live performances, the best food right here in Southern California.
Yeah, let's talk about the food real quick.
Let's
talk
jump
about
into
the
food
food
because
real quick.
everybody wants to know, obviously, about
Okay.
the food vendors.
Yes. So I got to give a shout out to my boys, a team of brothers, Long and Jim, Vietnamese brothers who started their own fried noodle food vending and catering, and they're called Sending Nudes. Super cute, super catchy, but great food. A lot
Love
of
it.
it, yeah, Vietnamese style fried garlic noodles. They have everything from seafood to your protein meats that
Ooh-wee.
they do, right there out in the
Tell them to
open.
bring out some of that Vietnamese coffee. Have you
Oh
ever
my
had
gosh,
Vietnamese coffee?
yes.
My God,
It's
like,
dangerously good.
oh my goodness, some of my
Um,
favorite coffee.
so yeah, we've got Sending Nudes. They're going to be pulling up in their brand new food truck. Congratulations, you
Nice.
guys. We have my friend Valtupo and her husband. They have a food catering business called Two Scoops of Rice. So they're going to be the ones this year that's going to bring out a lot of the island style barbecue with a mix of Cajun in there
Can't have a Pacific Islander event without some good rice. There's going to be
without some
some.
good rice.
We're going to have some good rice, some good fried rice for TAC. My
Right.
EC TAC. We're going to have some good rice for you.
And
Hopefully, we'll
then,
have EC TAC on our next podcast. I would love to get him on the show.
yeah, he
EC
would be
TAC
awesome.
is incredible.
Yes.
So
Another food vendor just joined us actually. They're called Hooked 808.
Hooked 808.
They'll be
Okay.
serving up poke bowls.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm
And
ready.
then some of our participating MCs are going to be serving up some food. Kaikuana is going to bring in the Kahlua pig
All
combo
right.
plates, mac salad, and of course
Well,
rice.
let's talk about the mac salad. So, do you know anything about their mac salad? Because you know how Islanders are. They're pretty picky about their mac
Pretty
salad. So,
picky. Some cultures
yeah.
are picky about their potato salad. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
eh,
Yeah. I
don't
mean,
mess up the mac salad.
I'm afraid to even share any kind of mac salad
I know
with
I'm
Islanders.
afraid
I'm
to
like,
tell people what I put in it. I'm just like,
yeah. I mean,
don't judge me.
exactly. Don't judge if you don't like it. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be some really great food. You know,
Melosi's bringing musubis.
oh man, that's
You
gonna,
can't have a Polynesian
oh,
anything
without a doubt, without a doubt.
without some musubis. Thank you, missionaries, for that one.
Well, I mean,
my bad. I'll leave it at that.
We don't want to give them too
We'll
much
keep the
credit, but yeah,
spam is all I'm
they brought
saying.
yeah, there you go, there you go, yeah. But yeah, no, we're gonna have some out. Any other food vendors that you want to shout out?
No, that's gonna be a solid 5.
Okay, cool.
Everybody's bringing it. They
Yeah.
know the multitudes that we're projecting to see. So there will be a lot of food and a good variety of food. So come, eat, enjoy,
Yeah.
bring your family.
It is a family event.
Yep.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a moment. Because, a lot of people say, motorcycle clubs and, they see Harley Davidson motorcycles. They see a bunch of bikers, wearing leather vests. And it's a little scary. It's a little intimidating. But this event is open to the public. It's free. And it's family friendly.
It's
So,
family friendly.
what can you say to the
100%.
people who might be a little bit on the fence, thinking, I don't know if I want to hang out with a bunch of bikers?
They put their pants on just like everybody else.
Thank you.
They've got families at home. They've got
That's right.
women who support them, who love them, who put up with their stuff. So these guys are entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
They're professors, and I'm looking at you, and you know why. You have your own
I-
jujitsu school. You are a professor in a college. So many entrepreneurs. We've got guys in arts and crafts. We've got graphic designers like Buzz and like Chino Man.
Yeah, I mean, the MC community is filled with all kinds of personalities.
All
There's so many
kinds.
different people who decide that they want to be a part of the motorcycle club culture. Some people, like you said, they own their own businesses. I am a college professor. You have Kuye is, an educator. You have people
Mhm.
who are
Chemo.
mechanics to chefs.
Yeah.
To people, like you said, who are really great at art. I mean, there's just so many interesting personalities.
It's
And
amazing. For example, when I first started working with the club and they were seeking out certain kinds of vendors, and I listen and I pick up what it is that people do, where they
Yeah.
they live and play. I try to keep track of those kinds of things. And it really did get to the point to where I was like, you know what, I don't need to find a vendor for what you're looking for. You have this member that does that. And you know,
Absolutely.
there's so in Pacific Savages alone, there's so many members, right?
Yeah.
So it's really hard for everybody to keep track of what everybody is doing.
Yeah.
But I'm such a nerd for that. Like I will collect that information and see where
That's
we
one of the
can
best
use
parts
that.
of being in a club is you meet so many people
Yeah.
who have all
Yeah.
these different skills. I mean,
Yeah.
if there's something that you need done or something you want to know about, especially in a club like the Pacific Savages, which has quite a few members from a lot of different backgrounds, I mean, there's just a lot of resources you can tap into. And,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I think you made a good point. You know, we're just regular people. At the end of the day, you know, we want to raise our families in a good way. The Islander biker set, the indigenous biker set is a little unique in the sense that we do really do push our culture out there. You know,
Yeah.
we get to be proud of who we are and showcase who we are first and foremost. And I think that's something that maybe sets us apart from other clubs. Um, Indigenous cultures have been through a lot, like you said, and this is an opportunity for us to have events like this to decolonize our mindset,
Our
right?
minds first.
And
Yes.
to push this indigenous perspective. And to me, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm really super excited about this event. I mean, there's obviously other people we want to shout out, so I want to give you a chance, really, to who is it that we need to really, you know, be thankful for? Who do we want to say, hey, you know, thank you for helping us do this?
So most recently, um, one of your members, Chino Man, had brought
Chino
in
Man, I
Chino
love you.
Man.
I love you, Chino Man.
um, had been working with, I shouldn't say just brought in, but has been working with this gentleman named Mark Chow, who has a nonprofit organization called Family and Friends Foundation.
Family and Friends Foundation.
Based out of Riverside. And what this organization does is they work with other nonprofits to offer them pennies on the dollars resources, tangible items, clothing, food,
Love it.
some seasonal items.
Love it.
And Chino's been building this relationship with Mark for 4 years. Well, this year we now have the opportunity to incorporate what it is that he does with this event, the Pacific Sovereignty Run. So through through some work and figuring out how the event can help his foundation, how his foundation can help the event. Um, he has agreed to sponsor Ikeki Corner, which is our kid corner.
Oh, very exciting.
Yeah, and what that looks like, what Mark and his organization does is they bring in 8 game booths and a prize booth and a snack bar. Everything is really low cost. Like it costs 50 cents to play the games for the kids. And it's treated
It's
like Chuck E.
outstanding.
Cheese. Yeah, you buy your
Super
tickets
cool.
to go play the games, and you win tickets
And
when
this
you
is going to
win the
be at
games.
this event.
This is going to be at that
So
event.
bring your kids, y'all. I
Bring
mean,
your
look,
kids.
bring your kids. This
First
is
50 kids are going to get the best stuff.
you hear that? Got to show up early. Got to show up on time.
He's providing free
We're not going to be
swag.
Islander time, by the way. We're not going to be on
or
Indian time.
native time. You
we're
put those
not
together
going to be on
and
Indian time. We're starting this thing. EC Tax going to make sure that we're
That
kicking
we're
this
on
event
time.
off on time. So yes, but I think that's an important point that you're mentioning is there's a lot of people who've done some things to make this a family friendly event.
Yes.
We want you to bring
yes.
your kids out. You know, we want you to come out. Again, it's a culture event. Yes, motorcycle clubs have put this together, right? But
Mhm.
you know, one thing about and you know this, one thing about indigenous cultures, we're about the family. We're
Yes.
big on the family. I'm not saying anybody else isn't about the family, but that's a big part of how we like to do our events, right? Is to
Absolutely.
showcase our love for our community, our love for our culture, and our love for our family.
Yep.
And to be able to have a motorcycle club event where your friends can come out, your kids can come out, and everybody's having a good time, eating good food, live performances. I mean, you just can't beat that. You really can't. We're running short on time. Obviously, we have to get out of here, but I just want to give you the final word. Like, sell the PSR.
Sell the PSR.
Sell it.
Oh my
sell
God!
it. Sell it in 30
It
seconds.
sells itself.
Sell it in 30 seconds or less.
All right, you want the commercial version?
Yes.
Okay, man, you'll be overwhelmed from culture to diversity to unity to supporting people on a small business level, supporting people on a large multicultural motorcycle club level, riding club level. All riders are welcome to come to the bike blessing at 11 o'clock. The kava ceremony is a really good thing to witness if you don't get to participate. It's it's kind of limited to how many we can provide for, but the culture aspect, getting to have some conversations with these gentlemen, you'll really see why it's necessary for them to protect their sovereignty in the MC community. And if we do it right, you're gonna fall in love with it just like I did. I don't ride yet,
Yeah.
right? I don't ride yet.
Yet.
But
Gonna get you on 2 wheels.
but
Gonna
that
get you
should
on
tell
2
you right
wheels.
there. That's how powerful this message is to me. It's near and dear to my heart, just like I know it is to a lot of people that are participating in this. I have a lot of loyal friends who are small business owners and vendors who look forward to this now. Where's it
Yeah.
gonna go? When is
Yeah.
it? Sign me
We're
up.
building here. We're building
Yes.
something. This is not just a one-off event. We're building something. This is something
Exactly.
that we want to continue to grow, continue to build. So if you want to be a part of this in some way, if people want to reach out to you, just real quick, social media handles. How can people reach out to you?
Social media handles on Instagram and Facebook, Move by Mana.
Move by Mana.
Move by Mana.
And we'll make sure to put
message
that in the
me.
show notes as well. Message Puna, because look, she's doing big things, not just with the PSR, but event planning throughout Southern California, Northern California. I mean, you're on the move. You're doing big things. Your organization is growing, and I'm super excited that the Pacific Savages and other motorcycle clubs participating in the PSR have been able to bring you into the fold, because we need people
Yes.
like yourself who are really dedicated to this mission, and you understand what we're trying to do here.
I do. 100%. And a lot of people that are going to be there in the capacity of a vendor, a sponsor, and a nonprofit also now understand. They'll get it
Yeah.
on Saturday. They'll get it.
If you've
right
never
now
been
they
to a
believe it,
PSR,
but they will get it in
Yeah,
7 days.
Exactly. If you haven't been to a PSR, you got to show up this coming Saturday, June 17th, the Elks Lodge, Buena Park, California, 7212 Melrose Street, 12 noon. The bike blessings at 11. There's going to be so much going on. Trust me, you're going to want to be at this event. It's going to be
You're
historic.
going to want to be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So this is the 7 Generation Podcast. I want to thank you, Puna.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
doing
you,
an
Dr. B.
amazing job. Seriously.
As are you.
And I want to sit down and talk to you about Move by Mana in the future. Maybe we can do that. Maybe even later today. We can release that episode at a later date.
Right on.
But the PSR, it's coming 7 days. Pacific Savages Motorcycle Club and so many other organizations.
Pull up, break some bread.
Yep, we're gonna have some good time. We're gonna have some good food, good cultural performances as well. I'm super excited.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes, go ahead.
I didn't forget. It's like it's on my notes. Shout out to Stressed Out California, local
Stressed
band.
Out California local band's gonna be coming out to the PSR.
They're gonna be jamming with High Logic. So please come and check out these two bands. They do cover for classic rock and reggae.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, you guys are gonna love it. Till next time, this is Dr. B, 7 Generation Podcast. Peace.
Ho-we-ho.